Well, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to the Get Unstuck podcast. This is episode number 172. We're going to be talking about the unveiling of lovingly unattached living. And although that sounds like one thing, it's probably going to be something totally different from what you're imagining. So hang tight. Let's jump in.
You're listening to the Get Unstuck podcast with business mentor, health and fitness influencer, and trainer Heather Newman. Each week, Heather provides you with tips and tools to glitter your soul and add sparkle to your life. Let's get unstuck. You are not a tree, so let's learn to move, change, and find true happiness by creating a vision and living your dreams. For blog posts, business tips, fitness training, at-home workouts, and more, subscribe to glitteru.com. Now, let's get happy. Here's your host, Heather Newman.
What is up, my beautiful friends? Before I even get started, you're going to hear the puppies in the background. I knew he was about to bark. You guys know that my podcast is totally just raw and uncensored, and we literally hang out in my closet with two little brats, Nemo and Noodle. Actually, Nemo's being really good. Noodle is actually looking at Nemo like something's wrong. So hang on one second. I am so sorry about that. All right, you guys, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nemo looks a little under the weather, but he's going to be fine. He's getting up there, you guys. It's so sad, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on all things good. Welcome back to the Get Unstuck podcast, a podcast for all of you ladies in the second half of life who are ready to take responsibility for your own well-being and create a life that you love living. I'm here to help motivate women just like you to look good and feel fabulous in this second half of life. I'm your host, Heather Newman, and after spending the first 48 years of my life being a complete people pleaser and living with a scarcity mindset, I was stuck and I was ready for a change. I reinvented myself, I stopped outsourcing my happiness, and I've been brave enough to live a different kind of life. So I'll be here each week to help you do the exact same thing if that's what you're looking for. So grab your headset or your earbuds, lace up those sneakers, tighten that ponytail, and let's do this. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and get subscribed. And hey, before I forget, I want to tell you about the 7 habits that changed my life back in 2017, right before I was about to hit the age of 50. I am currently 54, and if you have the Brain Dump and the I Am notebooks, you can find them all on Amazon, then you already have an idea of what these are that I consistently and continuously speak about. You have probably already seen the impacts that they have on your own life. Or if you're new here, I want you to know that I created the I Am, to-do list, and brain dump notebooks to help you get started too, the same exact way that I did. So there are 7 fundamentals of Tone Babe Wellness. I've been putting these into practice now since 2017. And I finally started sharing them, my Daily Unleash Habits, planners, journals, and notebooks in 2020. I call them right? Like Daily Unleash Habits. I started sharing back in 2020 with my community, my team, and it helped completely change and actually transform my ability to stay in the game. Them too. Like it helped us all to just show up, feel a little bit more organized and motivated, and continue to stay motivated. Even when I don't feel motivated, these 7 habits are my routine now, and I rely on them every single day. The Planner, Brain Dump, and the I Am affirmation notebooks are so simple, and they are just such a huge part of my daily habits of 7. I call it my DeHo 7. I teach these DeHo 7 habits to each and every Tone Babe inside of the Tone Online Studio at toneandtone.com. And you can ask any of them how they have impacted their lives by simply using this framework. The DeHo 7 can be used by anyone and everyone, any age, in any chapter of life. So I truly believe that these are the fundamentals of wellness for most people. A lot of people just feel stuck and they're not sure how to get started, or they've tried so many things in the past and they know that they fell off track or that they didn't stay committed to a routine. And they tend to kind of give up. They just kind of like I don't know, they feel like they are defeated, or they feel like, oh, well, that didn't work. I didn't stick with it. I know that I'm going to start something else and I'm going to fall off track and the same thing's going to happen. So why even bother? But you guys, it's about consistency. And with my Daily Habits of 7 method, and by using these simple tools, they actually become a part of your everyday routine, and it creates over time, not overnight, but over time, a new lifestyle of habits. And that's actually where the benefit is. So I like to use these as stackable habits. We take what we're ready for in this moment. It's not so much that each of these habits on their own are going to change your life overnight, but it's more about the consistency of all of them combined or stacked together, that you will actually turn them into habits, putting your wellness on autopilot, and you'll never have to worry about it again. So be sure to join me at glitteru.com. Subscribe there. That's where I put all my blog posts, everything under the whole umbrella of everything I do is at glitteru.com, and toneand10.com. That's where you can kickstart like your booty into feeling fabulous with the workouts and the fitness plans. So I hope that these mini stackable habits that I teach you help you, and know that I am sending you so much love. Always remember to stay gorgeous. All right, ladies. So now that I've got Noodle to stop barking, I'm so sorry about that. We are going to dive into episode number 172, the unveiling of lovingly unattached living. So I'm thrilled to dive into this topic. It has honestly become the cornerstone of my own personal growth journey. So the art, I'm going to call it, of being lovingly unattached. So grab a cozy spot, maybe a cup of your favorite beverage, whatever that might be, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. So I do have some notes here. If you hear my papers flapping around along with Nemo and Noodle in the background, let's just hang out for a minute and let me tell you, back in 2017, I always refer to that year because it was such a pivotal year for me personally. It was the year that I decided to stop drinking alcohol. I did not have an alcohol problem. You don't have to have some dramatic, event happen in your life for you to decide to make a change in one area or in all areas of your life. It's just a decision. It's just simply you kind of assessing how you feel. How are things going around you? What are the things that you feel most out of control with? What are the things that make you feel really elevated? What are the things that make you feel inspired and just feel alive and bring you joy? And then also assess the other things, the things that are bringing you down, the things that you feel like you have no control over. But that is why I always reflect back to 2017 in most of my posts or my podcasts. That was a pivotal year for me. So I had no idea that it would actually lead me into coaching, right? So when I first ventured into coaching, I truly had no clue that it would evolve into something so incredible, profound, like something that would fundamentally reshape the way that I live and interact with the world. So fast forward to today, and I can genuinely say that coaching, whether in nutrition or fitness or overall freaking life skills, has been the catalyst for an expansive and an empowering chapter in my life. I call it the second half of life. So now, really, what I want to share with you, it revolves around the concept of being very lovingly yet unattached. So picture this. If you had a life where you were unattached from the opinions, the moods, and the expectations of everyone around you, and instead you feel deeply connected to your own thoughts and your own feelings, this is where the magic happens. And I'm here to guide you through the the path, the journey of this liberating, because it is so liberating experience. So let's talk about our tendency to overfunction in the lives of others. And this may resonate with more of you than, or some of you and not all of you, or it could be that the way that I am going to present this, it is how it related to me, but I want you to take it and fold it into the way that it is going to help you. Okay, so let's talk about our tendency to overfunction in the lives of others, especially us as women in the second half of life. It's a common thread that kind of weaves through many of the stories that I've heard, many of the ladies that I've had one-on-one coaching sessions with, and just many friends in general. We find ourselves caught up in the web of codependency. Like we expend our energy in a way that leaves us feeling very drained or resentful or often even detached from our own personal needs. So coaching became my compass in navigating this complex area of life. I've always been kind of a deep philosophical type of a person, and I did study some psychology. However, it wasn't just about like taking the steps on my own. I had to invest in mentors and coaching, and it was just a new way for me to explore into the very core of who I am, where I was, who I wanted to be, and where I wanted to be in my life. So as I guided my clients, the more clients that I would take on and start talking to, I found myself navigating kind of uncharted territories within my own life. So I feel like I can only coach someone to the level that I have reached. So I am continuously trying to reinvest in myself, right? So I try to evolve and keep growing, and I also try to teach that in my family and even in my clients, because you want to always keep striving for the next thing. Otherwise, that's when we tend to fall short or get stuck or feel. There's so many emotions that can come up with that, but I'm going to say get stuck. Like that's where we get stuck, is when we don't have another goal in sight. It can be something so little or it can be something so huge, but you've got to be committed, and be committed also to continuous self-improvement. So what does it mean to be lovingly unattached? That is about breaking free from the old narratives, the need to fix others, and instead turn the focus inward. It's a deliberate, mindful, intentional shift towards becoming the most important person in your own life. So you want to embrace being the CEO of your own existence. So let's talk about the beautiful complexity of relationships, especially in the context of family, right? That's what I can relate to the most. And as women, we tend to carry the weight of everyone else's happiness on our shoulders. I mean, as a mom, you want your kids to always be happy. If something's bothering them, hurting them, it's like we want to be Miss Fix-It. You want to make it all better. But here's the game changer. Your only job in life is to make yourself happy. Trust me, it is. Because if you focus all of your intent on fixing everybody else and focusing on all the things that you think they should be doing, you're so focused on everything outside of you that you're not putting into your own teapot, right? We talk about the teapot. We are the teapot. In order to pour tea from the teapot into the teacups of all the people that we love and all the people around us, we have to first fill up the teapot. That's not being selfish. Although I think in years past, I think women, the definition of being a wife.
In a tough few years, have you felt a little lost, fell off track, or maybe your life feels like it's been flipped upside down? Are you ready to get back on track with a simple jumpstart, the healthy way? The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil book is now available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It is a straightforward shortcut that tells you exactly what to eat and how to do this. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil workbook and guide by Heather Newman will help you navigate a new healthy relationship with food. It will teach you which foods work for you and those that don't. This 7-Day Sugar Detox guide is meant to be a staple. It's not a one-time use only book. It's one that you'll want to keep coming back to over and over again for guidance. It's the permanent solution that you've been looking for. This guide is used as a resource to get you back on track when you fall off, and we all do. It's a journey, not a destination. So happy to hear how many of you are enjoying this book, getting massive weight loss results, and use it as a tool after those binging weekends when you've really whooped it up. It's the perfect, easy-to-follow guide, including a grocery list and meal planning recipe options for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. If it's not on the list, it's not for us. Be sure to grab yours today and grab one for a friend. The 7-Day Sugar Detox, Sugar is the Devil by Heather Newman is available in a paperback and a hardback version. Visit the website www.sugardetox7.com or simply find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble websites. Sugar is the Devil.
All right, you ladies, I'm so sorry about that. I had to throw the commercial in there about the 7-Day Sugar Detox. If you have not done the 7-Day Sugar Detox with me yet, it is probably the number one thing to kick off your 2024 or your new year or your new month, or what. It is impeccable. Like, it is my favorite jam. I resort back to it often. It definitely gives you that jump start, that metabolism boost, that plan to follow, and it'll definitely kind of detox you after the holidays. So I definitely suggest that if you haven't gotten that already, it's over on Amazon. I would have that ready for the beginning of the year if you're looking for an easy plan to follow. I did have a bar babe of mine. She's also a tone babe. Her name's Diet. She had a lady that she worked with, and she let her borrow her book, The 7-Day Sugar Detox. And she came back to me with so much feedback that I want to meet her. I've never met the lady, but it's a co-worker of Diet's, and she just said that the woman wanted to say thank you because it was very simple. It's not a thick book. It's kind of like a little workbook, and I just talk to you like I'm talking to you today, like we're just hanging out, and I'm like, look, here are the sneaky sugars, right? They're the ones that we don't realize that are in everyday foods that we eat. Because a lot of times when I say, oh, here, I wrote a book on how I did my 7-Day Sugar Detox, and it's been very helpful for so many women. A lot of people will tell me, well, I'm not a big sweet eater. And although when you first think of, a sugar detox, you may think of, if you're a chocoholic like me, like, oh no chocolate cake, no Hershey Kisses. But the 7-Day Sugar Detox talks about, in the beginning, it explains in very sixth grade level, like I'm just talking to you like a normal human being without all the scientific verbiage and explanation that you're not really interested in. I tell you how to look for the secret sugars and how they're in, your pasta and your bread and all the things in your pantry that aren't necessarily a bag of Hershey Kisses. So anyway, Diet's friend, hi, if you're listening, I cannot wait to meet her. She lost, I want to say 8 pounds just by following the 7-Day Sugar Detox. It gave her the confidence to keep going, and it gave her the confidence to want to move her body a little more, right? But if you're looking for a nutrition jump start, I would highly recommend the 7-Day Sugar Detox. And again, it's on Amazon, or you can go to glitteru.com, or you can go to sugardetox7.com. Okay, that's that. So what I was talking about was, back in, let's say, the old days, when people referred to someone as a wife, it almost gave the vibe for me, and again, I'm speaking for myself, this is my own opinion, it gave the vibe of, especially like stay-at-home mom or housewife, or do not a servant, but kind of, you know what I mean? Like I look at my mom and dad's relationship, and my mom always had my dad's coffee pot made. Like his coffee was ready in the morning. She'd make breakfast for him. She'd make his lunch to take to work. When he got home, he had dinner ready. Like it was always that kind of like perception. I guess that's my perception of wife. But when I reflect now on my journey, it's evident that the healthiest way to be is to honestly start to overfunction in our own lives, meaning that we should be pouring energy into our personal growth. It becomes the foundation of building a life that's creative, that's vibrant, that's courageous, that is fulfilling. It's about swimming in our own lane, right? Like stay in your own lane. Keep your eyes on your own paper, creating a vibe that reflects our authentic selves. So let's not forget the power of being lovingly supportive yet unattached. A delicate balance that ensures our support is never at our own expense. So the notion of what I like to call partnership, whether in a marriage or any relationship, it takes on a new meaning. I've kind of discarded that old label of, quote, wife, right? For the role of a true partner, an equal force in creating the life that I or we desire together as a partnership, as a team. So here's a truth bomb. You don't have to keep anyone on track in their life. The only person you need to keep on track is you. Your grown kids, your spouse, they're on their own journey, you guys. We don't own people. We don't own people. It's not your job to rescue them. It's your job to keep yourself on track. This revelation has been a game changer for me. Game changer. So as we navigate these transformations, I encourage you to just be aware if you have codependent tendencies. Embrace the practice of being lovingly unattached to the opinions and the moods of those that you love the most. Your mood is your responsibility, and no one else can create it without your permission. You guys, if I could highlight that, write that on a freaking index card or a sticky note and put it on my mirror, let me say that again. Your mood is your responsibility, and no one else can create it without your permission. In my life, this shift has been monumental. I have cultivated just more confidence, more trust and love within myself. My anxiety has dwindled. I'm not going to say it's gone away completely. It's a daily practice, you guys, daily practice. But my anxiety has definitely gotten less. And the clarity I now have about who I am is nothing short of just miraculous. I've become fiercely tuned into my moods, my thoughts, my body, and creating a life that is a daily expression of happiness, being optimistic, love, and of course, you guys know, well-being. So as we come to the close in this year, depending on when you're listening, of course, we're in December of 2023. I want you to take a moment to reflect on the difference that a year can make. I invite you to join me in the pursuit of a life that you can't wait to live every single morning. I'm here to help you break free from the old narratives, embrace your own growth, and I want you to become the CEO of your life. So I hope that maybe some of these words resonated with you, and I hope that you will share this episode with women over the age of 40 who could use a dose of some inspiration. But remember, don't keep it a secret unless you're committed to doing the work yourself. Because, my dear friends, the magic lies in our own journey of growth. So as we close out not only this year, it could be this month, or it could be this week, or it could be today. I want you to take a moment and just reflect. Take a little inventory. Do a little assessment. Grab your pen and paper. Grab your journal. Write out a list of all the things what changed for you this year? Or do you feel like you're in the same spot that you were in last year? And what makes you feel good? What brings you joy? And what are some things that you think you need to work on in 2024 to change? That's all up to you. So I want to touch really quick. That's kind of all I had on speaking of the main topic of today's episode. So again, this was episode number 172, The Unveiling of Lovingly Unattached Living. And for those of you that are in the second half of life that have grown children, I think that this episode will resonate with you the most. But again, take it, tweak it, use whatever tools, words that can help you. That's my goal here. But before we close out the whole podcast, I want to talk to you just about a little, it's actually a crucial aspect of our journey. I want you to be unapologetically yourself. And this may come in handy through the holidays as you find yourself surrounded by maybe family or friends or people that you're not around on a daily basis. And I do have one tip, or words of advice, words of encouragement. If someone in your family or friends or in your circle or at the dinner table, if anybody this holiday comes up to you and says something like, "You have changed," I want you to say, "Thank you." That's the goal. Okay? So I don't know if that would be like nutrition-wise, mindset-wise, fitness-wise, just attitude-wise, confidence-wise. When other people see change in you that they are not comfortable with, or they don't know that version of you, this new version of yourself, they get a little taken back. It makes them wonder, like, what's going on with her? What Kool-Aid is she drinking? So I just want you to keep that in mind as a tool in your back pocket in case you find yourself in that awkward, very strange position. I've been there before. And someone simply says in either their humbling or genuine or sarcastic way that they say, "You have changed." You're going to say, "Thank you." That's the goal. And move on your merry way. But let me talk to you really quick before we go here. This podcast is getting way too long, but I just wanted to give you some tools to kind of, start 2024 off on a really good note, a high note, a confident note. And I also wanted to give you some tools that maybe you can keep in mind at those awkward family get-togethers, right? So I want you to be committed in being unapologetically yourself in a world that often nudges us to conform or to minimize our own essence. I want you to know that your uniqueness is your superpower, and don't ever shrink or alter yourself to fit into the comfort zone of other people. You, my friend, are meant to stand tall and proud and just be your authentic self. No apologies needed. As we navigate this area of emotions, like, it's paramount to recognize that no one else has the remote control to who you are. And you are the master of your emotional landscape, and no external force can dictate how you feel without your permission. So when you realize this is going to be so liberating for you. It empowers you to consciously choose the mood that you wish to embody throughout the day. So if somebody makes that little jab at you, let's just say it could be anything, but if it is, you've changed and you're kind of like, well, what the heck does that mean? Like, don't get defensive with that. Just be like, oh, cool, someone noticed. So this practice has become just part of my everyday life, and I can't express enough how transformative it actually is. So each day with intentional focus and mindfulness, it contributes to the entire scope of a year that has the potential to blow your freaking mind. So this stackable effect of consistently and consistency embodying the mood, the person that you desire to create. And once you realize that you have the power to do this, you can't unsee it, you guys. So remember that you can be in any mood that you want all day long with practice. This is the essence of learning self-mastery, and it's really been a big part of my daily life that I cherish deeply. And I don't know how else to explain it other than if you want to re-listen to this podcast again. It's a conscious choice to steer the ship of your own emotions and allowing yourself to navigate life's waters with grace and resilience. You have that power. And once you learn that, once you understand that, and once you practice that, because you're not going to be able to do it overnight. I'm telling you, I've been on this journey for a very long time. It's a daily practice. And I'm not going to say that I don't lose my ish sometimes, because I do. I'm human. But I practice. So as we wrap up this podcast, I want to emphasize the profound possibility of learning how to be attached to yourself and simultaneously unattached to those elements that bring up resentment or they take all your energy from you, right? Energy zappers. It's a very delicate dance, a practice of being lovingly unattached to those external things, right? So the more that you invest in your growth, the more you become that light of inspiration for others. Your journey becomes a living testament to just the power of self-love and, again, self-mastery. So if you've ever felt the weight of trying to save others or found yourself leaking energy into endeavors that leave you feeling very drained, it's time to reclaim your power. So being attached to yourself doesn't mean isolating from the world. It means establishing a deep connection with your inner self, acknowledging your own needs, and embracing the journey of growth. And it also at the same time means being unattached to external factors that do not serve your well-being. So in this practice, you'll find liberation from expectations of others, liberation from the need to fix or mold those around you, and most importantly, liberation from the feeling of resentment, right? Your energy it's a precious resource, you guys, and by redirecting it toward your growth, you become a source of light and inspiration. So, my beautiful, incredible friends, as you go on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, remember that your power lies in being authentically you. So I want you to stand tall. I want you to shine bright and navigate life's currents, right? The currents like the waves, with the knowledge that you hold the reins to your emotional well-being. I want to thank you for joining me on this extended exploration today. We're at 34 minutes. So until we chat again, keep embracing your power, radiating your light, and just diving into the beauty of being unapologetically, authentically, and lovingly you. So I want to mention that I am planning on taking off after the Christmas holidays through January the 9th of 2024. And I want you to make sure that you take some time off to invest in yourself, your health, take care of yourself, go on a staycation, give yourself lots of space and rest. I will definitely be focused on getting my 8 to 9 hours of sleep during that time. That's intentional. I will be planning what I want to create in 2024. I will be celebrating my wedding anniversary. Oh my gosh, will it be my 28th wedding anniversary? Is that right? 25, 26. Oh my gosh, in September of 2024, and I'll be turning 55 in July of 2024. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a fabulous day, a fabulous week, and a fabulous life. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon. And if you're not a client of mine, don't miss the Tone and 10 online fitness workout plans and challenges. You want 2024 to be something so new for you. You need to join us now and show up for yourself. Give yourself the love and attention you need in all areas of your life. It starts by pouring into your fitness. So join me in Tone, and thanks for showing up today. I will talk to you next time. Bye, you guys.
Hey friend, thank you so much for listening to Heather's Get Unstuck podcast. Her goal is to help as many women as possible, and if this episode helped you in any way, you can directly impact Heather's efforts by simply sharing a screenshot of this to your social media or team. Also, if you're looking for additional support, feel free to find Heather on Instagram at GlitterU, her website at www.glitteru.com, and or join the free Get Unstuck community Facebook group.